Hey!
Just sitting here watching to see how this whole saga goes down.
Yeah, me too. So here's what's happening. We got technical issues or whatever, and I really hope you can hear me because this will be embarrassing if not.
I can hear
But,
you.
Oh, good. Because Derek could not hear me. So this is Swain and Simonis live with Josh Singletary, but Simonis is not here. So
Simonis, where are you?
But listen, if we were going to have technical difficulties, you're the perfect guest
Hey.
to have them with because
Oh,
you can make something out of chaos.
Go on, you're gonna make my hair turn red.
Oh, oops. Was that not supposed to happen?
I don't know. I always thought it was a funny statement. You want some popcorn? I made a whole bowl.
I would love some.
I was watching Riley's live earlier.
Yeah, I got to watch some of it. That was
Yeah,
good.
he sang. Did you see he sung? He sung.
No, I didn't.
He sang one of the new songs off his new CD.
I did not get to see that part. I only saw a little bit of it.
I'm going to share this. Share now. Share to. I got 2 pages to share this to. Post.
Yes, absolutely. Go watch that, but after the broadcast is over with, not right now because
No, don't go watch it now because then you would not be able to watch this, which you're in. So then if you were to watch his and you were in this, you would not be watching what you're already watching. You would be watching what was already done by Riley on a completely different watcherscape.
Yes.
Is that a real word? Watcherscape?
It is now.
It's going to have to be.
See, this is what happens on Swain and Simonis Live. Our guests make up words and they become real.
We love making up words.
So if y'all haven't guessed by all the promotional stuff that we have done leading up to this.
No, there he is.
Hey, there he is.
Hey guys.
Oh,
Can you
it's
hear,
about
can you
time.
hear us, though?
I'm sorry. I had to brush my teeth.
You had to brush it. How long does it take you to brush your teeth? It's 8:17.
They were yellow.
Have you seen my teeth lately? They're big.
No. What does brushing have to do with them being big?
There's a lot of area to cover.
There is.
You know, you can go to Lowe's and they have machines for large areas like that, and you could
Called power washers.
Yeah. Misty
Oh,
Bird
man.
says, "Y'all are killing me. Please don't."
Hey, Misty, we are on now.
Yeah,
So-
we have 12 viewers right now. We need to have more. Hey, everybody, share. Do what
Yeah.
you did to Riley's page or Riley's
Like and
live.
share.
Connie, am I going to share the popcorn? If I can find a way to text message you, then I will. However,
There's a way. There's got to be an emoji or something like that.
there has to be. This is 2018. There are lots of things. There are lots. It's strange how in 2018 there are so many things that we can no longer do, but there are so many other things like emailing popcorn that you can do.
That's true. I feel like you should have your own emoji.
I should have my own emoji. You know that they were talking about getting redhead ones by 2017.
Oh.
Well, they need to.
What happened?
I can tell that's a bit beyond Apple's
It's coming in iOS 12.
ability. Is it?
No, it's.
I don't know. I
I've
wish.
got it. It's not.
I mean, the only thing I can pick now is a blonde-haired pale fella, and they got the pale right, but the hair, the blonde, is just not right.
That's why they have hair dye.
That's true, but do you dye your hair blonde, or do you, I had a kernel of popcorn on the floor? You don't want the dog eating popcorn.
You
It's
can.
not good. Do you dye your hair blonde, or do they bleach it blonde? I've never been able to get a clear answer on that.
I think you can do both. I don't really know.
We need some hairstylists to answer this question.
Yeah, any hairstylists out there? Hey, Nancy.
Yeah, Misty, do you know if you'd bleach or dye your hair blonde? I feel like she'd know.
I don't know if I know Nancy. I don't know if Nancy is a hairdresser. She may know someone who is, though. Misty Bird, this one. That's not red, though, Misty. That's not red. That's that's brunette, which is not.
Yeah, that is brunette.
Nice glasses. Thanks, Henry. Henry, you two, hold up just 1 second. This is just for Henry. Thank you, Henry.
Special moments.
I got to tell you the story behind that. So Henry
Please.
Henry is our good friend from Massachusetts, and we love him dearly. And we weren't able to get up there this year, and I miss him greatly. I miss you, Henry. And the first time we met Henry, I can't remember the exact first time. Riley remembered the other day, but I do remember that somehow he told us, he said, "You'll never remember my name." Actually, he talks like this. "You'll never remember my name." Because it's from Massachusetts. "You'll never remember my name." And so we were at the Bean Blossom gospel music singing in Bean Blossom, Indiana, and he showed up, and we all went, "Henry!" And we yelled at him from like yards away, and he was stunned. He was stunned. So the story about the bowing is Henry is a big Pavarotti fan. Always has been, always will be. And why not? I love Pavarotti myself. But he got to go see him live one time, and he had to leave his seat for something. I don't know if it was to use the facilities or wherever he went, to go to the concession stand or something. I don't remember. He does.
This story's getting really good.
Yeah, it is getting really. It's about to get real good. So he was walking along, and he came to this spot, and one of the ushers or people who worked there said, so it was right in front of these two massive doors. He said, "If you stand right here, Pavarotti's about to walk out, and you'll get to see him." He said, "Oh." So he stood there, and I think he was by himself. Weren't you by yourself, Henry? I think you were by yourself. Anyway, all by himself. Those doors open, and his entire entourage, with Pavarotti right in the middle, come walking out of those doors. Pavarotti stops, looks at Henry, and goes, bows to Henry. So from this time henceforth, we have been bowing to Henry every time we see him. We bow.
Well, Henry's really somebody.
Hey, Henry's really cool. And Henry also noticed that if you compliment a gospel singer on the job well done, they all go, "Thank you. Thank you."
That's actually really accurate.
He walked up at QC and he said, I'm telling you, I could be a gospel singer. I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, all you have to do is go, thank you."
Hey, there's a lot of truth to that.
There is a lot of truth. So so I started going, "Oh, well, thank you, Henry." That helps.
Oh my goodness.
The question is Henry going to be at convention this year? Because if he
I don't
is,
know. Henry,
we
are
need
you
to get a
going to
picture.
convention? Say yes or no. I don't know. I hope he is.
We'll wait to see
boy.
the answers. Hey, so man, thanks for coming on. Sorry for the difficulties, and
No, that's okay.
screen just went black on us. But
That's
we didn't
okay.
lose him.
It gave
So
everybody-
anyway, Josh, are you there? Josh?
Yes. Hey.
I'm here.
Maybe Josh is having technical difficulties.
No,
I
I'm
can still
here.
see him.
Okay, good. I can't hear him. Can you hear him?
I can hear him. Yeah.
Great.
How is this, Derek?
Sweet. That's very odd. Hey,
Listen, if
Aaron, I'll let you ask the question.
Wait. If anyone out there is deaf, listen. I could have said something inappropriate in what I just did, and if I did, I apologize because I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I just
See, this is why I said if we were going to have technical difficulties, Josh was the perfect guest to have on because he can make something out of the chaos.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why just let it fall to pieces? Just stop. Just
Exactly.
keep going. Just keep going.
Exactly.
It's only you, Simonis. And Riley couldn't say your last name, Derek. Did you notice that? He was like, can Derek still not hear me?
No, he can't.
I'll answer that question, Kevin, here in just a second. Anthony Riley goes, Josh is going to be on Swain and Derek. Derek, I'm sorry, I can't say your
I'm
last
really
name.
sorry I missed that.
That's good. He said it. I thought he said it right.
He may have. I didn't. So Kevin Roberts has asked me, how did Josh get started with the Wilburns years ago? Long story short, I don't know if that's possible. I met the Wilburns. I went to a man down my street who was a dear friend of our family's said, "Come with me to the Swan River Jubilee," which was a big say. Oh, we lost Simonis.
That's fine. We don't need it.
All right,
Please continue.
So I'm answering Kevin's question. He said, go with me. And I said, okay. So I went to the Swan River Jubilee, which is like a 3-day event. And hey, welcome back, Derek. You missed the entire
Thank you.
Don't y'all tell him what I said either.
I listened. I was listening on the other one.
Oh, you were listening. Okay. Oh, would have made a good joke. So so the Wilburns were there, and Randy Shelnut Sr. said, will you come up and play one? Which at the time Stuart Varnado was playing for them. And I said, sure. And so we did a duet. And that night, Gary Casto was, he was with the Wilburns at the time. He said, a lot of people come to me asking if I know of anybody who plays and blah, 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 blah. Is this something that you'd like to do? I said, yes. He said, okay, well, if you don't mind, I'll grab your number. And I said, sure, yeah, here. So their pianist was leaving 6 months later, and they called me, and I auditioned, and then in March 18th, 2001, I joined them. And
Wow.
my first date right out of the chute, right on the bus, it's 8:27 my time.
Well, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. So the first date was a Gaither homecoming.
Oh wow, no pressure.
Yeah. I was a nervous wreck. So that was my first day on the job.
That's back when Josh had a lot more hair.
That's when I had a lot more hair and a lot less.
Let's see if we can find a picture of that.
Oh yeah, you should be able to. I'm telling you, I had a head full of it.
Yeah.
And I hit 25. That's about when it started saying bye bye.
Well,
Arlene Russ says that redhead
I
ain't
got the same
right.
problem.
No, you ain't left either.
He's ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous. Oh, that's a 10-cent word.
I know.
Ah.
My wife taught it to me.
Oh, she is a
that word of the day
smart
calendar's paying off.
Anna's she's a smart cookie.
I know. She comes by it honestly.
Yeah. You know how long I've known Jana?
Since 2001.
2000, yeah. Because that's when I joined the Wilburns.
Yeah. No, so those of you who didn't know, I am married to a Wilburn. And Josh, I don't think I've ever told you this, but when I was 16, I went to hear a Gold City concert in Peoria, Illinois. And
we were there.
Yeah, and you guys were opening up for him.
Oh, wow.
And little did I know that a few years later,
I think what I remember about that concert was that was a gorgeous auditorium. It
really was. It was beautiful.
And it had all wood platform. It was beautiful. I remember that.
Yeah. So, and you were hilarious and ran all over the place. I think you and Gary. I didn't know Gary had that much energy. Hey, there's a picture of Josh.
Who else we got? Oh, yep.
There he is.
Now that's right after I joined. That's right after we started Tribute. Yeah. Look at that hair.
Look at gorgeous.
Tons of it.
Oh man. All right.
3 more strands. So Henry didn't answer my question. Henry, are you going to be at NQC? Henry Mysozo.
Yeah, maybe could we get a picture of the 4 of us for the page?
Yeah, did he comment and I not know it?
I haven't seen it.
Guys,
if you're watching and you have a question for Josh, leave it in the comment section and we will answer it live. That's what makes this fun.
Yeah. We always do these things, and no one ever has hardly any questions.
Mm-hmm. No, wait a minute. Henry says, I remember.
There is stuff that people want to know. I remember. Well, that's good, Henry. I'm glad you remember.
And he said yes.
Oh, good.
All right, so he's going to be there.
Yeah, awesome. Don't have to meet him. He's great.
Excellent. All right, so where's our questions at? You can ask questions of anybody. So, Josh, did you really not meet Jana until 2001?
It was, well, I couldn't tell you exactly what year. It probably was more of 2002. Well, I don't know, because I was living with her grandmother. I was living with Elaine for a couple months there. And so I know that I met the family. So it was, so it had to be around that time, 2001, 2002.
Yeah. Well, you got some good cooking while you were there.
Oh boy, did I ever! It's a wonder that I stayed as skinny as I did.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, I never had pinto beans and cornbread until Elaine Milburn.
There you go.
And then I fell head over heels in love with pinto beans and cornbread.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, and then Jackie used to he liked onion on it, and he used to actually what he would do. Now I would see people do it differently. Some people, they have the cornbread, they put butter on it, then they have the pinto beans over here, and they maybe dip their bread, and that's it. Some people take the pinto beans and they dump it on the cornbread and stir it all together and all a mess. Jackie Wilburn would have the cornbread and put it in buttermilk and then eat the pinto beans. I prefer to take my pinto beans, crumble up my cornbread, put gobs of butter and onions in it, and
Oh, so Connie Friels wants to you to tell us about
the Red Skelton Museum. Oh, this last week, y'all. So, all right, some people know, a lot of people don't. I'm a big fan, always have been, of Red Skelton. He was for those who don't know who Red Skelton is, my age and younger. He was a comedian back in the day, comedian and movie star.
Right.
And anyway, in the 80s, he did late 70s, 80s, he did a round of HBO specials. And that's where I got, and PBS would air them. And that's where I got to see who he was. Anyways, he was just, his style of comedy, his way of delivery, his way of joking, very clean. I was attracted to it very quickly. Anyway, so he's from Vincennes, Indiana, originally, and so the Vincennes University has a big long process. They now have they had the Red Skelton Performing Arts Center they built, which is a multi-million-dollar theater. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And we sang there last Saturday night. And then they have the museum there. And it was very, very interesting, very, very cool. He was known for playing lots of characters, and they all had their own distinct outfits and hats and all that. Anyway, so they had him there. I was like a pane of glass away from it, and I was like, "Oh, that's the character." So, Nancy Godfrey said, "How old were you when you started playing piano lessons?" I was 5.
5. Well.
All right, y'all ask some other questions other than when I started playing piano and when I started singing and who my favorite group is and who my favorite piano player is. Yeah, go back through the archives of videos on the internet. I answer all of those questions.
Yeah, all right, so let's come up with something interesting here.
Well, including where you developed your style from, because you're pretty unique as far as gospel singer or gospel piano players go.
That's a good question.
Yeah, so just to expand on Nancy's question.
Okay, so I was trained classically from a private studio for 12 years, and then after I graduated high school in 2000, and I joined the Wilburns in 2001. So I didn't go to college. Many people ask, where did you go to college? Well, I didn't. Do I have any regrets? Not necessarily. People say, well, I wish I would have. I mean, there's some things I wish I would have had some instruction on learning, and I'm learning now, always learning. but my style came from a lot of different places. I was a big fan of Victor Borge as well. I was a big fan, and still am, of Harry Connick Jr., which he was the conduit by which I started to understand what jazz is. And by listening to his music, I would go, "Oh, that's a melody." Because you hear a lot of people hear jazz. I hated jazz. I hated jazz as a kid because I didn't understand it. It's very colorful. As a classical student, everything's black and white. You play what's on the paper, and that's it. And so when I started discovering jazz, and he's a good way to do that because he's also a singer, I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
okay, all right, that's a messed up melody, but that's a melody nonetheless." And so I began to delve into it, and and then I started to just kind of create my own thing from there. That's an interesting process.
Yeah.
That's
So your comedic style, for me, draws some similarities for Daryl Stewart of the Florida Boys. Did you ever have any chance to be around him?
Yeah, I did some, not a lot. He is a friend, but we didn't do a lot of stuff together. But see, he drew a lot of his from Victor Borge.
Really?
That's why him and I are similar. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, he had all his stuff. He would make those boys watch Victor Borge all the time.
And I miss Daryl. He was quite a stage presence and pianist.
Oh yeah.
So
he still is a fantastic pianist.
So I saw you a couple months ago, and we were still laughing then about an incident that happened up in Michigan with you guys, and it was actually Anthony who was the poor soul who had this happen to him. So why don't you tell us about that?
So you can go see the video on YouTube. You can also see it on our Facebook, Tribute Quartet's Facebook page. We were in Owasso, Michigan, and we were singing. It was an outdoor amphitheater, and so that generally always means cement floor. So we do, for many people who have seen us in concert, we do Over the Moon, which is off of the old classic Over the Moon. I'm sailing soon upon the moon. And it's on our latest quartet tribute record. And there comes we wrap the song off, wrap the song up with a tag. And now I'm a longing and I'm hoping. Right, and after that hoping, he gives a big kick normally, big in the air, and he kicked, and because of that slick concrete and the shoes that he had on, he kicked up, and he just kept going, and he fell. The first thought out of my mind was because I thought that was okay. First thought was, he's never done that before. This all happened within a nanosecond. He does the kick every night, which is funny, but he never fell. And I thought, he's never done that before.
That's something new.
What a floor to pick to do that on. And the third was, man, that was a great pratfall. that was fantastic. And then I realized, after that nanosecond of realizations in my head, that was an accident. And so instead of helping him up, a lot of people will see me go to reach, and I just kind of come back. I thought, you know what? Let's milk this thing. I know he wants to milk it too, so let's let him finish the song on the floor. And that's what he did. He finished the song for. Oh my gosh! And he did. And the only thing he really hurt, he just kind of bruised his elbow a little. He didn't really hurt himself.
There's that.
There is that. But it was.
Did you see that? There, I got the mid kick there. So
yeah, there it is. There it is.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was right. Yep, right after that, down. There he goes. All that's going through my mind right now. I can't. That was a fantastic prat. Oh, that wasn't you. That wasn't on purpose. That was not on purpose.
The best part,
everybody really held it together, though. I was surprised.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
And here's the thing: y'all, all three were good friends because you didn't laugh at him until after the fact. After you knew it was okay.
Of course, I laughed during the whole thing. Oh, bless his heart! But man, that was funny.
Then you had an incident a couple weeks ago at the Southern Gospel Picnic.
Same song. I don't know what it is with this song. Dwayne Guerin, the host, who is for those diehard gospel music fans know, Dwayne Guerin is a promoter from Missouri, and he is also a fantastic MC. As a matter of fact, I believe he's MCing one of the nights of National Quartet Convention this year.
Oh, good.
Anyway, one of the funniest people in the world, in my opinion. I absolutely love Dwayne, and he tells me, see you, Derek. He tells me before we go on, he said, "You're gonna do Over the Moon, right?" And I said, "Yeah." He says, "I have a scooter back here." And I said, "Okay." He said, "I'm gonna come out in the middle." Sure. He said, "I'm gonna come out in the middle." Sorry, my dog is over here. Yeah, I think he has to go, but he's gonna have to wait. You have to hold it, Bubba. So and anyway, so I'm the only one who knew it, and I didn't know exactly at what point he was coming on, but he took that scooter and he rode it up on the stage, and he did it fairly well, to be quite honest. I don't know how he went between those stools as easy as he did, but he did, and ran into me, and then grabbed me, and that I didn't expect. Oh man, it was a funny moment. Then he just rode off the stage.
So, Darla says that she could make you some good pinto beans and cornbread.
Well, Darla, quit talking about it. How many times have I seen you here lately, honey? Why don't you bring some to that bus?
Haley wants to know what's one thing everyone seems to be obsessed with that you don't get.
That you just don't get. What's one thing everyone seems to be obsessed with that you just don't get?
Maybe we should come back to that.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Okay.
You're going to have to be a little more less cryptic, Haley. I have a feeling she's saying something that I'm supposed to know.
There's your next question from Brandon.
Have I considered recording a live DVD, but in the style of Victor Borga? I can totally see it. I've always loved the idea, but Brandon, would you like to sponsor one? I tell people all the time that they have these great ideas. You need to do this, you need to do that, and they're fantastic ideas. However, it takes more than just talent to pull some of that stuff off. It takes a lot of time, lots and lots of time.
Yeah, exactly.
And so tonight we'd like to announce the launch of the Josh Singletary GoFundMe page for the DVD.
What's your favorite restaurant? Somebody wants to know.
What is my favorite restaurant and favorite foods? My favorite restaurant. Oh boy, that's a toughie. There's a lot of good restaurants out there. One of my favorite restaurants. Oh, I'll tell you one of my favorite restaurants. There's a restaurant in Brewster, Massachusetts, up near Cape Cod, called the Brewster Fish House. It is hands down by far one of our favorite places. It's ran by this chef. Everything that he cooks is his recipes. Everything's fresh. Oh my goodness! If you're ever in Brewster, Massachusetts, you need to go to the Fish House. But my favorite foods, I love nothing. There's nothing that I won't eat really except pimento cheese. I will not eat pimento cheese. Got sick on it as a kid. I can't even look at the tub of orange stuff in the grocery store. Anyway, one of my favorite foods, hands down. I love seafood and I love Italian food, but you mix seafood and Italian together.
Amen.
That coastal Italian stuff. Oh,
hey, so our next question is from Michael here. about hockey and your wife.
Yeah. Well, the reason why Michael is one of the parents of the kids, the girls on her team. That's why. That's that. Michael. Hey, I got a cool story about Michael. Everybody needs to go. Oh, what's it called? Michael, give me the pocket, the burger pocket. Michael, have you ever heard of? Have you ever had a hamburger that had cheese melted on the inside of the burger?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Michael was the guy who came up with the device so you could do it at home.
What?
Yes. And he I know he's embarrassed that I'm saying this. I want to answer your question. Yes, I hear your wife plays hockey. Yes, she plays hockey. Do you encourage her to continue to play? Yes. Okay. So
well, bam.
I didn't realize this until the other day. I was asking Callie. I said, we were talking. You were telling me about one of that was the guy who came up with the thing. That's the most brilliant. I meant to tell you, Michael. That's the most brilliant idea you could have ever come up with in the world. In the whole world. It's one of my favorite. I've used it. He gave us one, and I've used it like a bunch of times. Oh, and it's so cool. Anyway, that's Michael and Jakey.
Did you answer his question?
Do what?
Did you answer his question?
Yeah. Do you encourage her to continue to play? Of course I encourage her to
absolutely.
He was trying to get me to talk about it. Do it.
Have you ever played hockey with her?
No.
Our next question.
If you ever do, can you film it?
Yeah.
This is what she wants to do. She wants to get me in goalie gear. And she wants to stick me in front of the goal. That's what she wants to do.
YouTube video.
Yes, I think we could start a GoFundMe for that.
Yes, we probably should. You prefer to perform at large events with a big lineup of artists or small venues with only tribute? I like them both. I do enjoy being with other artists, but I enjoy the intimacy of a small crowd, of a small auditorium. I do. We really do. That's where we feel like you can get on a personal level.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
People.
So we have another one here. It just went away. I got to find it again. Questions are sneaky. Somebody's bringing you Tim Hortons, it looks like, from the comments I'm seeing.
Oh, bless God. Bless the Lord, oh my soul.
I'm jealous.
Oh,
Brandon says
I'll have to get my money back from Riley CD for an
Good call.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh man. Hey, so what's going on with tribute these days? You got I heard Riley say something about y'all are picking songs for a new project.
Yeah, we're starting that process. That's always one of our favorite parts and probably one of the most strenuous parts of the process. We just get so many, and there are so many good songs, and then you get down to the point where you narrow them down, and then you have to narrow down the good songs, and you got to start cutting the ones that are fantastic, but it's just not what for this record. So we're starting that process now. As many people know, we also here a few months ago got back from Africa. That was really cool. And then coming up, let's see what do we have coming up. We got a big New Year's Eve event going on, and then, but yeah, the project we'll start that. That'll probably come out at the beginning of next year, maybe, or at the end. I can't remember, but we're starting that process. I'm excited about it.
That's cool. It's going to be hard to. I'm just a little partial, but your last project was such a favorite of mine.
I'm with you. That's the one thing I don't look forward to is that. I mean, I do look forward to it, but that's so hard because you always want to. It has to be better. It can't just be, or not necessarily better is not necessarily the word, but it has to be its own thing.
Consistent.
Yeah, that raises the bar a little bit. And man, that can be tough. That can be tough.
Who are some of your favorite songwriters that you have?
Some of my favorite songwriters: Lee Black,
Yes,
Wayne Hahn, Joe Lindsay, of course. I mean,
Yep.
West, Diane Wilkinson. Riley is becoming a fantastic songwriter. He'll never tell you that, but I will. He's becoming a fantastic songwriter. I tell you, Barbara Huffman and Gary Castro have written some fantastic stuff.
Yes, they have.
Some of my favorite songs. So I'd put them all in one bucket and say, these are some of my favorite. Susie Smith.
Yeah. What is your favorite Disney movie?
Mary Poppins.
Really? Wow.
Why? I don't know. It was just one of those movies back in the day that really. So, as you can imagine, I have a vivid imagination.
No.
That's a shock. No. What? So I, as a kid, movies, any movie that I would watch, I would just be completely engulfed in. I mean, tunnel vision. Watching a movie was a full experience for me, and it still can be. Except now I analyze a lot of things, as we adults do. But Mary Poppins was one of those that really took me to just away from everything into this place. It's a very good movie. So that's one of my favorite movies.
Has Josh ever considered putting white tape in the middle of his glasses?
If I ever considered putting white tape in the middle of my glasses, I guess only if they're broken. And I don't understand why I would. You have to look. Okay, I understand the thought of being funny, but sake of being funny. But you gotta have. To me, you gotta have some continuity. You gotta. Why? Why you gonna put tape in the middle of your glasses? What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
So if I had put tape in the middle of my glasses, which doesn't make it, I have to have a reason. I don't know. To say, it would be funny is not really a good reason. You got to have a reason why it's funny.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, somebody said there's a new Mary Poppins movie coming out soon.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is.
There you go.
They better not ruin it. Let me take the.
When are y'all singing at convention?
Somebody watching this is going to kill me. Tuesday. I know Thursday and Saturday. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. What days do we sing?
I could probably find it faster, Josh.
Boy, it's a nice problem to have.
Here's the deal. This year, I'm very thankful.
We're so involved, I just can't.
We're doing something every day. Every day.
I know.
So Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I was right. It's okay. I just scared the dog. It's okay.
Don't do that.
That's why I don't let mine come in the room with me when I do these things, because she's so skittish.
He chills. But
you said Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But we're doing something every day. Friday afternoon at 12:30. I'm doing a piano thing to 1, so 30-minute piano thing. So I'll be bringing on a lot of players that you may have heard of and you may not have heard of onto the stage to
Aaron said he would like to play.
Oh, would you? Did you? I didn't hear it.
No. He did. He told me.
Okay, a question. Am I in the middle here?
You are. Yeah.
Oh, I'm in the middle. Who's on my left and who's on my right?
I'm on your right.
You're on my right?
Yes.
So I'm looking at Aaron?
Yes. You are.
I'm sorry, buddy. You're not going to play.
I can play chopsticks. That's about it.
I mean, we could fill some time with that.
We're going to start a GoFundMe for Aaron to play with you now. So
it would just be that Mark Lowry comedy bit he used to do with Anthony Berger, where I hit one key.
That is quite possibly one of the most brilliant bits in gospel music I've ever seen in my entire life. That was and you can't do it again.
Yeah,
You can't do it again. No, it was done. You can't do it again. You just can't.
Katie wants to know if you and Josh Townsend are going to play a duet
On Friday? No. I'm gonna have Josh play something from his new record, which is incredible. Which I helped. I was a producer on that record. So go to Josh Townsend's JoshTownsendMusic.com and get his new record.
There you go.
Testament. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did a fantastic job. I was really honored to be a part of that.
Well, is there anything that you want to? I know we're getting close to an hour here. Is there anything you want to share with us before we say goodnight?
If you'd like to book Tribute Quartet, you could go to harperagency.com. You could also go to tributequartet.com and buy everything. You could also follow us on Tribute Quartet on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram. All you Instagrammers out there, go follow. Snapchat. And same thing with Josh Singletary Music on Facebook, Josh Singletary, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all the stuff. All of our stuff is on iTunes and Google Play and Amazon, and where fine digital music is distributed.
Hey, I think that you probably are the only group that's on Snapchat.
No, we're not the only group that's on Snapchat. Who? I would think that, I don't know, bunch of others.
I don't know. Think it's you, brother.
Oh, we're the only group on Snapchat. Leave it the trivia. Yeah,
you're pioneering the way.
Yeah.
So anyway, well,
thanks for making that
where are you guys at this weekend?
This weekend we're in Georgia. We're in Cordell, Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, South Carolina, maybe. I hope.
All right. Mental note. Don't ask Josh stuff off the top of his head about schedules.
Now, when people ask me where we're going to be, my response is tributequartet.com.
Ask Gary.
That's where we go, because all we have to do is get off the bus when it stops.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Gary's watching too, so.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Gary, tell him. Cordell, Savannah, and Cordell, Savannah. And here, wait a minute. I got it here on Bands in Town. You can also follow us at Bands in Town.
Gary just texted him. So
log in. Wait a minute. Here we go. Cordell, Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, Belton, South Carolina, and Hemingway, South Carolina.
Hemingway. That sounds very distinguished.
Yes, and we need to pray for all of those people there.
Yes. Yeah. Hopefully that won't hinder you at all.
Well, hopefully it won't hinder anybody.
Well, as we kind of come to a close here, of course, we could never forget the events that happened 17 years ago today, and very sombering memory of that. So, where do you guys remember being at on that day? Aaron, where do you remember being at?
Go ahead, Aaron.
We got sent home early from school that day. I do remember that, and until we got home and Mom had the news coverage on or whatever for the rest of the day, she did a good job of keeping a level head and not freaking out too bad as far as, telling us what was going on or whatever. But yeah, she got all that out of her system before she ever came and picked us up from school, because she called my dad because she thought the world was ending. With all the stuff that was going on. And I was, honestly, probably too young to really comprehend at the time the severity of what happened. But I was old enough at the time to remember what it was like before 9/11. I don't think anybody could argue that post 9/11 America is not drastically different from pre-11 America. I mean, just the things that we think about all the time for different aspects of our lives weren't even a thought before that all happened. So, I mean, obviously I was younger than you guys were at the time, but it was a weird time for me because, like I said, too young to really grasp it at the time, but old enough still to know that from that day forward, everything was going to be different.
What's your memories of it, Josh?
It was my first time to NQC ever.
Oh, wow.
It was the second day. It was Tuesday. And it was me, Gary Casto, Jimmy McMillan at the time. We were all rooming together at the hotel, and they were already getting up and getting ready. And in true Singletary fashion, I was the last one to get up. And I was half dreaming, half awake. And they had the news on, and I thought it was I was half dreaming what I was hearing, and it was like thought it was a movie or something. And I came to, and I was like, what do we watch? What is this? And they told me what happened, and I was just stunned. And that year at NQC, because there were over X amount of people there, the state of Kentucky had to put some guidelines in order, just to be sure that everything is in order, everything's safe, no one leaves, everyone's, okay. And so it was a bit chaotic for the NQC staff. That night we sang a song that the Wilburns had recorded, and a lot of people think we sang it. We recorded it. A lot of people think we recorded it like we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And we didn't. But it was a song called "We Will Stand," which just talks about, us standing for the word, for God, for everything. Anyway, we performed it that night, and man, we had
Sure.
already had military plan to come in, already had a choir plan to come in, and not knowing what was going to happen that day. But it was, I will never forget, ever.
I imagine Jackie Wilburn was fired up.
Oh, boy,
Yeah.
could he.
Yes, sir.
Boy, could he get fired up.
Yeah.
We always knew he'd watch a little too much news.
Yeah. Oh my. Yeah, that's the truth. Well, I remember I was getting ready for school, and I was getting my lunch ready, and I had the radio on, and I had listened to that, and man, just the whole day just seemed like a dream. And probably the most memorable thing for me was I got home that afternoon, and the radio announcer that I was listening to at the time, he said, if you'll go outside, he said, we couldn't say anything about this earlier because we were afraid that some crazies would do something stupid, but if you go outside, you'll see the smoke trails of the Air Force One that's flown over en route back to Washington. And,
man.
So I went outside, and sure enough, there was about 7 of them up there with all of the support aircraft flying back to DC. So it was pretty surreal moment. So
harrowing is the word I would say.
Yeah.
Pretty harrowing.
Yes, I agree. Well, man, it's great to talk to you, and looking forward to seeing you in a couple weeks here.
Woohoo!
At convention, and all of the guys with tribute. When is Josh's CD coming out again? I'm not Josh's.
Riley's Friday night of NQC.
Well, there you go.
Friday night.
We'll get that.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah, you'll want to get it. It's a good.
No future solo recordings for you though.
Not currently.
Yeah.
There again, that takes time
and money.
Time. This is time.
Oh, that's fun. Hey, well, listen, guys, thank you so much.
Thank
Aaron?
you, guys. Thanks for allowing me to be here.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for
we will stay tuned for our next guest here in a week or two. So, Josh, thanks again.
Who's your next guest?
It's a surprise.
Oh, nice surprises.
Hey, everybody, you guys have a good night. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like us on Facebook and Tribute on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Snapchat.
So, anyway, all right, y'all have a great night.